on easy and unhindered access to undertake the markets of growing and developing nations. Therefore, the need is collective and common efforts for solution of the emerging problems. It is an absolute necessity. BRICS nations have a bond of commonality. They face same or similar problems and similar requirements. The endeavor is to search for a common path of progress through acceptable and respectable mutuality. Today, the climate change poses an immediate challenge to all on the planet Earth in terms of the application of the lessons that history has taught us. This is because climate change engulfs the common destiny of human beings. The situation doesn't permit a few to recklessly indulge in a wasteful way of life at the expense of many in continuation of the rusted parameter and paradigm of trading, financial and governance system. The attitude has to change, and therefore there has to be concentration in change of law in that regard by all. It has to be constantly kept in mind that today's generation cannot live on the borrowed time of future generation. That is violative of environmental morality or environmental ethicality. The effort has to be sanguine to solve it. The international economic order should have an international legal order. That's what exactly the Honorable Minister hinted at. That compels a set of non-derogable international legal rights covering human suffering of many. It is towards this end that trading, financial, and intellectual property system may require change. The motto has to be regulation of market forces so that few do not consume the benefits of environment at the cost of many. The BRICS nations have rapidly involved themselves as contenders in a new world. They have indubitably become a force to reckon with. The concept of BRICS has accentuated the move for countries to come closer than many have initially intended. Together, they represent some of the fast-growing economic regions of the world, and I am not going to emphasize on that because the Honorable Minister has already stated about the same. The BRICS nations are also expected today to become some of the world's largest energy consumers in the years to come. This explosion of production and consumption accounts for significant increase in their global influence. The emergence of BRICS onto the world stage has been predicated primarily upon economic performance. To maintain growth, population of member countries must be steadily integrated into the economic mainstream and enabled to contribute meaningfully to their societies. At the same time, these populations must have access to the benefits of national developments. The population must be regarded as a source of power and a potential investment to be utilized to its fullest strength. It's obvious to say BRICS nations represent a significant source of future middle-class growth. Needless to say, efforts have to be constant. BRICS as a forum can serve as a more compact and cohesive platform for sharing ideas and implementing reforms meant to tackle the multidimensional problems pertaining to orderly financial system, fair taxation, concern for environment, internal dispute resolution, sustenance of values that encompass the human rights, and above all, the participative attitude to have the common platform for solution. I wish all success to the summit and the deliberations. I'm sure a dialogue shall usher in a new dimension in the form of Delhi Declaration. Before I leave, I want to say something. That's for you. You see, when I began, I said, I'm delighted to be here. I would like to share with you that was an incorrect statement. It's not meant for this side, for you. I am not delighted. You know why? If I say delight, it's on a lesser platform. Therefore, I must say I'm enthralled and exalted. It's almost an ecstatic moment to share with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Mishra. You always present your speech in your own inimitable way. And one thing is common, which all the speakers have spoken about, the dispute resolution. And, you know, I'm reminded of a very short Panchtantra story, which is a traditional story, which says there is a monkey and there are two cats. Cats get a piece of bread and they are fighting. Then the monkey comes, he says, why are you fighting? I can help you resolve your dispute. And I will divide this into two pieces. So monkey divides it and consciously divides it as one smaller piece and one bigger piece. And puts it on the scale. Of course, one scale will go down, one side of scale will go up. So he says, okay, no problem, I can still balance it. So he takes one piece of the bigger piece of the bread, eats it a bit, and puts it on the scale again. Then, you know, the other scale goes up and this goes down. Slowly, he finishes the whole bread. So I think when our countries go to the international dispute resolution fora, the costs are so huge and enormous that the bread itself shrinks and almost disappears. So that's why we must have centers of excellence within BRICS as an alternate. So with this, I will request Honorable Minister and Honorable Judge to unveil the plaque for the New Delhi Dispute Resolution Center, which we are building the institution and the building both together. This center is being created under the auspices of the Bar Association of India and Society of Indian Law Firms. And the building is coming up just 2 kilometers away from Supreme Court at Deen Dayal Upadhyay Marg. And we are going to incorporate experts from all other BRICS countries to be on the governing board so that we can truly make it a BRICS arbitration center. Now, before I call Pinky Anand to give her response, there is one more very important short formality. We must acknowledge the gracious presence and contribution of Dr. Ashok Chauhan and Dr. Atul Chauhan. Please come on the stage, because they have taken the full burden of running the BRICS Legal Talent Program in Indian laws. And the Amity University is hosting 20 scholars on its Greater Noida campus, providing for their stay, lodging, and training. As BRICS Legal Forum has University League as very important part of the forum for the purpose of doing academic research and developing various areas of law, Amity University, being the Indian partner, has a great role to play. Thank you, Dr. Chauhan. Thank you, Dr. Atul Chauhan. Now I will request Pinky Anand to give her response.
Honorable Law Minister, Justice Deepak Mishra, and all the dignitaries on the dais, I can only say that so much has been said that very little remains to be added today. We will be adding in the course of the sessions in the next 2 days when all the delegates will get together for the deliberations. But it has been an exciting journey. I was part of the Legal Forum declaration in Brazil. I was a part of the legal declaration in Shanghai. And today we stand here in Delhi. And I can only look backwards to say this. Once upon a time, I don't think BRICS was even a known or a thought about concept. Today, Justice Deepak Mishra is enthralled with the legal talent which is sitting up there. And I'm proud to say that we put it together with the hope that this legal talent puts together the dispute resolution system in the best possible way, along with all of us who are sitting here today. The second thing that I would like to say is that I think what the Honorable Law Minister said is really the way of my thoughts also. To say this, that this is a changing world order. The world order had to change. You had to address the concerns of the emerging economies, which extends from economy, and ultimately economy has to run in parallel, in cahoots with law. And law has to find a solution, because it is only then that development can take place in an amicable and a decent environment with the rule of law reigning supreme. I think it is in that context that we have come together today with all the 5 countries pledging their alliance in an effort to form this new global order, to take the world forward with a new alliance and a new direction and a new goal. This is the new goal, ladies and gentlemen, that we are all aiming towards. The trade, the economy, and I must say, for example, one of the key concerns, in fact, Justice Mishra spoke about it at some length. One of the statements of the minister at the Paris Climate Change Conference and Summit was, we are not part of the problem. This is regarding India. We are not part of the problem, but we will be part of the solution. And that, I think, is one of the agendas that takes BRICS forward to say, we have been actually tread upon to some extent. We need to find our place in this, under this rising sun, and we will find it. It is not a fight. It is ultimately intergenerational equity and an equitable way to go forward. Thank you very much, and welcome all of you.
Thank you, Pinky. That's why you were made the spokesperson. You are master of rapid fire round. So, friends, we now bring this inaugural function to an end. All BRICS countries have very, very unique attributes, and I think in the field of dispute resolution and all, we can do very well. Remember, India could send a vehicle, Mangalyaan, to Mars at the cost of, less than the cost of a Hollywood movie, Gravity. Brazil could conduct the Rio opening ceremony with just Gisele Bundchen walking on the tune of Girl from Ipanema, and it surpassed the spending of £27 million by London. Same way, if China's factories close down, the whole world will not be having any equipment, any other thing in their hands. And Russia has been the fulcrum of industrial progress for decades together. So why can't we do it? BRICS Legal Forum will make it happen. Thank you very much. And now there is a small cultural performance and dinner in the lawns. All are welcome to attend. Thank you very much. Just one last item, one photograph of all the persons on the dais. Yeah.
All of us.
How are you? How are you? मैं विदेश जा रहा हूँ विदेश बहुत अच्छा रश लाइट ही नहीं है सर नमस्कार doing is great. Every delegate is here. वो एक निशान ना बाकी she came from South Africa and उनका luggage airplane है तो she shifted her flight from Dubai. अच्छा वहीं पे कुछ modulated